Hi, my name is Carla, and this is my experience on mission.
I remember that I chose to go to Faro San Isidro with my family because I remembered that it was a very remote place and I knew that a family from Chilean army living there and obviously needing to hear the message of salvation. There comes a point where there is no other way to get there. You have to walk. Oh my god, it was a 3.5 hours. We have three children and we only went there with oldest and the youngest 2 years. But my husband had to make something like a Bolivian aguayo to take my son because he couldn't continue, obviously. And when we got there, around 1 p.m., realized that nobody lived there for years until we realized that below there was a building and there was a one person living there. After talking with him, he told us that he was living there for 3 years and had no contact with the city. He had no phone signal, nothing. So we realized that it was really necessary for us to go there. And I remember perfectly what this man said after having talking with him. He said, with what you came here to do, I realized that I am not alone. That God is with me and He loves me. Then the mission began in Punta Arenas, but because of work issues, my husband couldn't be with me this time. So I did it alone with my two children. I remember that my youngest son always slept, and my other son helped us with the speaker. And my daughter sometimes got bored. It was a February 2019 and was a completely approximately 22 days. It was the first time that it was my turn to go out and scream in the streets. Not one by one, but to show the gospel for the city. I shouted inside the cars, walking with microphone, without microphone. We closed it in the main square, and that time I feel my heart beating at 100 kilometers per hour because it was the first time that I heard screams against me. Go away, get out of here, shut up. This was very hard, but my faith was tested and exchanged. I feel that I won more than I lost. That time I remember that I tried to speak up, but it was only so that I not listen to what they told me. Puerto Natal is continuous. It is an extraordinary case because it was very short. It lasted 2.5 days, just in a weekend. It is very small town and we were around with 9 people. Among them, our founding pastor. This time, my son joined us. He was with my pastor and was one more missionary. He also preached in the street with us. But the interesting thing about all this was that God, after 7 months, showed us that there is a job got a way to go live there. And obviously to collect the fruit that is already harvested in the spiritual and also to fulfill what was prophesied at that time. So in February of this 2020, we went with our pastor to take the city. And in August, we settled in this beautiful city full of things to be fulfilled. El Calafate, beautiful trip, beautiful place, beautiful things happening in that mission. It was the first baptism we did a mission, and that already makes this occasion. I think it was in Easter week, April 2019, and the beautiful thing was that even though the forecast was very cold, God protected us and we got a lot of sun. And my last mission trip was Pico Truncado. Oh my God, it's the biggest thing in my spirit had never gone through, really. This trip it made it a historical fact in that province because those who started the missionary work were women. On that day, the 5 of us were closing the prison in the same province in Argentina. There was a position bigger than the Taj Mahal. God gave us the victory, even our accident, the one to avoid of departure. One of us found the love of her life. God extended my leg. There were miracles, even climatic. God showed us a church Thursday for the presence of God and for waiting to obey His commandment. God came with all of His power to that church. In one night, 90% were receiving the pastoral mantle and were being sent to be the nation of the earth.
among a thousand other things. It was a really incredible. And yes, God also gave us the possibility to have fun.
Have a good time and I laugh a lot. That time made me think deeply that what we really have is gigantic and powerful that other people long to have. We are the greatest ambassadors of this last great move before to the second coming of Christ. This gave me great advice that I give you today. Don't underestimate it, what you know, what you have learned here. The word you receive from others, that desire fervently. Look for those people. Don't be satisfied with those that go to your meeting and don't even remember next week that you say. God has prepared something much better for you.